Fort Lauderdale Eldercare channel is brought to you by Sidney Shigani and the great folks with Right at Home of Broward County. Today's guest is Jason Neufeld, elder law attorney with Neufeld, Kleinberg, and Pinkert.
Hello everybody, my name is Sidney Chigani. Welcome to the Fort Lauderdale Eldercare channel. Today we have elder law attorney Mr. Jason Neufeld from Neufeld, Kleinberg, and Pinkert. Welcome, Jason.
Thank you so much for having me, Sidney.
Glad to have you. I look forward to our discussion to help our viewers get a better understanding of what elder law attorneys do.
Great.
How long has your firm been in business, Jason?
Yeah, so we've been around in one form or another for over 25 years, and it was in the last year that we started representing elder law clients because we found there was really just a clamor for it, a real high demand. We have a very rich history of only representing consumers. We've never represented big businesses. We've never represented the ultra wealthy. We represent folks who are lower middle class, middle class, folks who have worked very hard their entire lives, and I'm very proud to continue our tradition of doing so.
Wonderful. Could you please define for our audience the market area served by your law firm?
Sure. We handle anything in Dade and Broward counties. We cover those two counties almost exclusively.
Great. Could you tell our audience about your typical client? Is there a profile for them?
Yeah, typically folks will come to us, they're like I said before, they're middle class, lower middle class, somewhere in that range. They're hardworking Americans who have worked their entire lives to save, and they are shocked when they come across these nursing home bills. And it's a pleasure and an honor that I get to help them save. Instead of forcing them into impoverishment, I get to help them shelter their assets to have something to supplement their lifestyles and also to have something to pass on to their heirs.
Absolutely, yeah, I agree. It's hard enough getting old, right?
Sure.
And I'm sure they're worried about a lot of things.
Absolutely.
Jason, without using actual names, can you give us a particular case, an example about what your client had to go through and how you were able to help their families and the client?
Sure. So, people come to us, and while we have a very defined set of tasks that we're performing for them, I'd like to think that we always go above and beyond. And I have a particular case that I'm thinking of where a gentleman had advanced Lou Gehrig's disease, and he had just had been diagnosed probably a year prior, and they're still sort of treading water, and they didn't know where to go for resources. And so I had signed them up, and I was going to help them out with Medicaid planning. I was going to help them protect their assets and resources. And about a week after I started representing them, I went to an educational conference. I'm always trying to keep my skills sharp, and I'm trying to learn new things. And one of the gentlemen was a researcher for Lou Gehrig's disease, and he was talking about all these really advanced therapies that are available. And in fact, he was discussing about clinical trials that he was hosting. I said, you know what, I got to put this particular client in touch. So I made it a point to introduce myself. I got his card, and I put my client in touch with this gentleman. And again, this is not within my scope of services, but I'm always trying to think of how can I provide my clients with a holistic approach, and if I can go above and beyond, I'll look for every opportunity to do that.
That's very nice, very thoughtful of you. You're watching out for them in every direction. I'm sure people come to you with a lot of questions, Jason. Which one single question or concern do you get the most?
Yeah, so people come to me and they're scared, and I think a lot of people may own many different assets, but the one asset that they are the most afraid of losing is their home. And some people have second homes that have been in their families for generations, and they're afraid of losing that too because they need to qualify for Medicaid, otherwise they won't be able to afford this nursing home. And almost without fail, I'm able to save their home, even if they are over the equity limits for their home. There are a variety of strategies that I'm able to deploy that will help save their home and keep it in their family and pass it on to their heirs. And in fact, a lot of people are very happy to hear that not only am I helping them qualify for Medicaid, not only are they not losing the house, but I'm able to protect their first homes and their second homes from having to go through the probate process, which is an additional expense and hassle. And so they're thrilled that I'm able to sort of do all these things for them.
It's wonderful. Can you tell our audience about what your law firm does differently compared to others?
Sure. I think one of the one of the ways we separate ourselves from everybody else, and there are a lot of great attorneys out there. I don't want to I don't want to make any disparaging remarks about anyone, but a lot of folks meet with an attorney and then they are passed on to a paralegal, and that's where they're having most of their interactions with the law firm. At our firm, we make it a point to minimize the amount of time they're spending with paralegals and support staff, and the vast majority of their interactions are with the attorney. I pride myself on being available to my clients. If I'm not available immediately, I get back to everyone within 24 hours. When they have a question, they're not talking to a support staff or a paralegal, they're speaking with their actual elder law attorney.
Okay. Well, Jason, I have one last question for you. Is there anything else you'd like to tell our audience about how they can reach you?
Yes, of course. So we of course have a website. It is elderneedslaw.com. You can reach us in Dade. Our phone number is 305-931-6666. In Broward, it's 954-523-8292. And that website again is elderneedslaw.com. I'm happy to answer all of your questions. You'll see the website is a resource for people. I answer a lot of common questions that people have, and so I hope you utilize that website and myself as a resource to you for all your elder law or Medicaid questions.
Great. This is Sidney Chugani, your host on the Fort Lauderdale Eldercare channel, and we are so glad to have elder law attorney Jason Neufeld from Neufeld, Kleinberg, and Pinkert today. Thank you for watching us. See you next time.
Sidney, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Likewise, Jason.